The mystics understood something about acceptance that most people still get wrong. If you're accepting it because you're waiting for it to disappear, you haven't accepted it. I know because I used to do the exact same thing. I would surrender, release, and waiting for it to finally leave. But the waiting itself was the resistance. So how does real acceptance actually look like? In this video, I will talk with you about the difference between how acceptance does not look like and what real acceptance is, and you will understand by the end how to really stop the fight, how to really do that, right? I will first talk with you about the 3 signs of how acceptance does not look like. So it's false acceptance. Why is it important? Because if you don't know them, you will still send signs of keeping the fighting alive. So you need to know, how does it actually look like? How do I keep the fighting alive? Without maybe even knowing that. Okay? So the first sign is, when I was working on my business, I was really tired sometimes. I was really fatigued. So I was coming to this concept of acceptance, of letting go. And I was like meditating on it. And the way how I did this because I finally wanted to disappear. I was so fucking tired. I just wanted it to finally disappear, that it goes away. This is not completely wrong. The difference is in intention. I wanted to have a solution, but with the intention that goes away rather than really accepting it. And this is what kept the fighting alive. This is why I struggled even more. Okay, before I finally then found the full solution. And the second sign is, I was back then, I was waiting for it to disappear. I was waiting. Sometimes I was meditating even longer. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour. Okay, and then sometimes I keep checking, for example, the time. Okay, is it still here? Like, I'm doing it now for already for 1 hour. Maybe you're also doing it in intervals where you do it over multiple days. Maybe you do a guiding meditation on multiple days. After 2 or 3 days, you start to check. Okay, I'm doing it for 3 days. So other people released already after 2. It's still there. What is going on? By doing that, you send signals of still keeping the fight alive, as signals of unsafety. Usually these responses come from resistance or fear. So by needing to check it, needing to fix it, you're still keeping that alive. You're still sending signals, oh, I'm still in fight here. I'm still waiting for it finally to disappear. And the last of the 3 signs is, okay, I accepted it. I really accepted it, but it's still here. What is going on? So I thought the same thing. I was meditating like, okay, what the fuck? I'm meditating now. Yeah, I think I'm accepted it. I feel it consciously. Yes. So it's still here. What the fuck? And this is a form of subtle resistance that keeps the fight alive. And now, before I can tell you the real solution, especially of tip 3, what does the real difference look like? Let's talk about how it really looks like if you accepted something, because then you know the difference. Okay? And about tip 3, for example, when I really started to accept it, I stopped hoping that it disappears. I became unbothered. I was like, I don't care anymore. For example, I had huge fatigue because I was working so much on my business. Okay, I was working so much. And at some point when I started to accept it, I thought, man, it feels really almost good. I actually don't care anymore. Like, this fatigue, it feels like it's okay. It could even stay forever. Okay. Or maybe you become just less bothered. At the start, you can also sometimes become less bothered before you finally reach the full level of acceptance. Okay. Wait a second. Another tip is, you stop organizing your life around that. So what does that mean? Before that, you were, for example, having emotions, okay, uncomfortable emotions. And there was the intervention, so the trigger appeared, right? A trigger appeared. You were like kind of living life, a trigger appeared. And then because of that, you interrupted, stopped living life. So maybe you started to meditate, waiting until you finally meditate everything away. And then you can focus on your business. Then you can focus on life. Okay? But acceptance is turnaround. You have these emotions. There's an intervention. And you still continue living life. So you don't wait till everything disappears. I know it's tough. I know it can be tough. I don't say it's easy. I don't say, yippee, it's so fucking easy. Yeah, it can be tough. But this is the principle of faking till you're making it, you know? You still live life with this emotion in the background. This is the difference from ignorance. Ignorance is we're using something to suppress it. We don't want to thinking about it at all, not feel it either. Here we feel it in the background, but it will still keep living life with that. This is the difference. Okay? And the last sign is, no revisiting it. Okay? This happens every time we have fully let go. Every time when I let go something, I stopped thinking about it when it's disappeared. So I'm just completely fine. I just forgot it completely, right? I just live life. I forgot about it completely. And even if it's there, it's still okay. So you become unbothered. Now, these are the 3 tips, but now the final solution, of course. How does it look like now? So when you have this resistance, when you have to fight, first of all, watch the first 3 signs. Because of that, you keep the fighting alive. That was already half the solution. So become conscious whether you start to organize your life around the triggers, right? For example, you have these triggers, because of that you stop living life. You wait for them to finally all meditate them away till you can still live life. With this, all you send signals to your nervous system, hey, I'm not safe. It's dangerous. I'm still resisting that. So become conscious of that. And acceptance means like we allow this emotion to happen. Okay? And when you live your life, it kind of runs still in the background. It still runs in the background. And if you're honestly still fighting, what you can do is you just say yourself that what you feel. Like, yes, I still feeling it, like there's still a fight. I still have resistance. So still just realize, yes, the resistance is still there. You just say it one time internally. And then you keep going on with your life. Of course, you can also meditate, as long as you don't do it with the intention of wanting it to finally disappear. So intention matters more than anything else, more than your effort when it comes to that. To shorten it up, acceptance is not a technique where you fix it. Acceptance is a way of living, and you can realize it through the intention through which you go through your daily life. By observing your intention, these patterns, whether you fall back in the patterns of fighting, of checking it, of fixing it, this is what truly matters. And you stopping that and just allowing it to be, realizing the resistance, is what will transform that, okay? And if you still struggle with that, you're working on your business, you notice you still have this resistance, you don't move forward, click the link below. And we'll talk in a free discovery call whether you are the right fit and how I can help you and make your situations more aware so that you can finally move on. See ya. Bye-bye.